I want the girl that can move her body, yeah. I'm already ready to party, yeah. She said she don't send nobody, I give you the world, yeah. I gotta give you everything you want, yeah. All you gotta do is love me, yeah. Baby, make I change your life today, yeah. I dey beg you, make you stay. Oh, nah, but your guy, they block my way. Your friends say I know feature, but if I like no come today, say you go there with me the rest.
Make it bounce, make it bounce. I can't beat Punogi, make it bounce, make it bounce. Make it bounce, I can't have the Punogi, make it bounce, make it bounce, make it bounce. I can't take Punogi, make it bounce, make it bounce, make it bounce. I can't have the Punogi, make it bounce. She not make it bounce in the mess.
I'll be your king, you be my queen. Let's ride to the end, thick and thin. Girl, you are my wonder woman, the one that I'm living for. Girl, you know that I love you. Oh yeah, girl, you my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Baby girl, it's you and I. Baby, I won't leave your side. Girl, you my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Baby girl, it's you and I. Baby, I won't leave your side. In the end, I'm your TP. I'm the beach, you're the bikini, the remote control, you're the TV, DVD player, I'm the CD. I can see us closer than 3D. Girl, your love is sweeter than kiwi. I can be your Adam, you can be Eve. I'm gon' bite that apple, believe me. I've been searching hard for your love, like a miner digging for gold. And if haters were the ocean, we would stay afloat with the boats. And if you were 4 tires, I would let you ride on my road. If I were your stripper pole, would you work me until I'm rusty and old? Oh yeah, right. You my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Baby girl, it's you and I. Baby, I won't leave your side. You my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Baby girl, it's you and I. Baby, I won't leave your side. Angel face with angel eyes, you must be heaven sent. Our hearts had a collision and it, mind you, left a dent. This love is meant to happen, girl, it's not an accident. So if you give me your heart, I promise I will represent. You're my pieces, I'm your puzzle. You're my rain, I'm your puddles. You're my teddy bear like Snuggles. If it's team us, let's huddle. We can be strength in life struggles. You're my red nose with no muzzle. I can be the product, you can be the dollars. Girl, let's orchestrate this hustle. Oh yeah, right. Girl, you my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Baby girl, it's you and I. Baby, I won't leave your side. You my ride or die. Girl, you make a bad man crazy. Just
yeah. Jarido.
It's for Eldridge.
And it's Squall Up Boy, yeah.
Wait for the dough. Girl, I want you wait for the dough. Wait for the dough. Make your booty bounce for the
Just I wanna give you good loving, I don't wanna bite 10 flow. Your love like chicken fella, baby Jack and she clever. So girl, you all I want and all I need, oh. I'm loving you, you loving me, oh. And all that we were meant to be, oh. And I am a beep. Cause you got me high. You got me high. Your body on course, loving you is of course. Yeah, my baby on a note. Come to my room, let me compose. Yeah, your body on course, loving you is of course. Yeah, my baby on a note. Come to my room, let me compose. Yeah.
She a body bad and we know so. The way you slay, everything gon' flick. And I want your body right now, Goddamn, I'm so complete. You got the juice, you got the sauce, we know. They say they bad, nobody bad out. Come show me love, come spot the data. Rock all the waves for me and Jaja. Girl, I want you, come give me love, come give me loving. Come give me kiss, come do the rubbing. Show me the style, no too much talking. When we rock here and create and we do the fucking.
You got me high. You got me high. Your body on course. Loving you is of course. Yeah, my baby on a note. Come to my room, let me compose. Yeah, your body on course. Loving you is of course. Yeah, my baby on a note. Come to my room, let me compose. Yeah. You got me wishing, yeah. Wishing every day just to be with you. Baby, wait for me, yeah. I wanna take you go far away to the moon. The way your body go, wine for me slow, baby, keep the show. Yeah. And girl, I wanna know anything you need, baby, let me know. Yeah. Jelly, I don't want Eve, you make me ill it up. Tashi, all my love, take it to the auto. Come in the market, asking for tinapa. Fire your penny in my head, man, you shot shooter. Break, and slow one for me. Anytime you want, just call me. Turn around, dance for me. Don't make the ball for your love, then you got me high. You got me high. Your body on course. Loving you is of course. Yeah, my baby on a note. Come to my room, let me compose. Yeah. Your body on course. Loving you is of course. Yeah, my baby on a note. Come to my room, let me compose.
And lounge with tasty Liberian and Afro-Caribbean cajun is opening in Morton, South Jersey this spring. The name is Sasa Bean. Sasa Bean is located at 300 East Braintree Road, Morton, New Jersey 08053. Sasa Bean specializes in ethnic Liberian, Afro-Caribbean, and Southern cuisines. We are 25 minutes drive from Philadelphia, 40 minutes drive from Wilmington, Delaware, 30 minutes drive from Trenton, 30 minutes drive from Bristol, and 20 minutes from Burlington, New Jersey. At Sasa Bean, we have a private lounge area for private parties and private and corporate meetings and events. Sasa is hiring for both full-time and part-time employees. The pay rate ranges between $16 to $22 per hour. Contact us today for all your bookings and reservations on 609-468-4232. That's 609-468-4232. Sasa Bean Restaurant and Lounge, a place with tasty dish and comfort. Do you care to know why thousands of people have switched from using oil-bomb paint to using Zize quality paint? Zize quality paint is a high-quality American non-hazard latex paint that doesn't fade or peel off your walls when applied. Zize quality paint comes in variety of colors that you can choose from. We even customize our customers' paint based on their request just to satisfy their desire. Stop by at any of our 3 branches at Police Academy Junction opposite NP Fueling Station, Baptist Seminary opposite Highway Gas Station, and St. Paul Bridge opposite Michael Plaza. Zize quality paint can be used for both interior and exterior painting works. Customers living overseas can pay through Zelle on 217-720-8858. You can contact us via cell numbers 0777-366-142 or 0770-496-273 or +121-772-08858. Think Zize, think quality.
Spicy love, what's next?
Hello, John. What's up?
Mama Paul, I'm not good, man. Advance. We're hitting the club tonight. Would you like to join us?
Of course, my man. Count on me. You know I'm in.
But please don't bring out your rotting car. What the color now feel? You know, one get fried getting from the club tonight. Don't spoil our operation for us with your ugly old car.
Okay, old bro. If you say so.
Whoa, is that Paul? Paul, where is that your old rotting car?
You haven't heard? Sikamoto has well-trained, certified technicians who are solely responsible for body and paint for all brands of vehicles. Their paints are durable and long-lasting, but they're not all. Their technicians can do a perfect finished body work on all cars. That's where I took my car. And guess what? Their prices are very affordable.
You say what? No, I couldn't even recognize your car. It looked like brand new car. What a magic.
They're not magic, oh. That's Sikamoto technicians that are solely responsible for body and paint for all brands of vehicles. And you hear it for yourself? Make your way now to Sikamoto's for all vehicles body work and paintings. Sikamoto also has state-of-the-art paint booths where they take your car for that sparkling look. They are located on UN Drive and Seontown, Bourgeois Island. Their email is sikamarketing@cfao.com.
For more information, you can contact Sika Motors on 0775-987758 or 0881-937000.
We all know the headache we go through sending money to our loved ones, friends, and family in Liberia. High fees, long lines in banks, the usual complaint of the system being down, such a waste of time and energy. That is why I was very happy when I learned that SendWave is now in Liberia. So now I can send money anytime from anywhere directly from my smartphone to the MTN Lone Star Cell mobile money account of a loved one, friend, or family within seconds for just a tiny fee. So download SendWave now to your phone from your Apple Store or Google Play Store. Add your details, and don't worry, they are very safe and secure, and start sending money today. Don't forget to insert the promo code COSTA to get free $5 credit added to your first transfer. SendWave is secure, super fast, and by far the most affordable way to send money to Liberia. I'm Henry P. Costa and a very happy customer. Thank you.
Good morning. It's a morning here on the side of my wall, and pleasant good morning to you in Monrovia, Liberia. This is the Costa Show. You're listening to the nation premier platform where we discuss issues that matter. And as we say here on the Costa Show, cat don't hold our tongue. We say it as it is. Sometimes when we say things, shake certain quarters, right? This is the Costa Show. This is how we do business. The nation premier platform. Hopefully this morning we are expected to have Martina join us and Sylvester Tevez now, our panelists. Bueka is not okay today. He got some family issues. Somebody passed away in his family, so we send our prayers and love to Bueka. So you will not be presenting the show with us this morning. My name is Darren Collins. Stay tight. I'm George Guare. It's our control to bring us, all of the producing the show. Thank you, George. And so yes, a lot of things happened over the weekend. And just before I open up my talking points, George, you have anything to say? How you spend your weekend, my man?
Oh, good morning to our listener. It's good to be here this morning.
Right. I said, how you spend your weekend? You just speaking to the listener, my man?
My weekend was okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. So yes, over the weekend, a lot of things are happening. But paramount among those, as you all know, the Costa Show used to be aired on Bourgeois Radio. For some administrative reasons, Bourgeois Radio decided to take us off the air. But there's the Costa Show. And I can always tell people, there are certain audience, that will always listen to, to the radio. So the audience that listen to the broadcast on Facebook and SoundCloud, and Mantuna and other places, they are separate audience. Sadly, our people in Radio Land may not have the opportunity to listen, to the broadcast. But howbeit, Liberians, the country is so technology savvy. You'd be surprised that even in the rural areas, the people, the old man, the papi, everybody now have access to a smartphone that they can go on Facebook and want to watch the Costa Show. You'd be surprised. A friend of mine was telling me that even in Maryland County, the people will put the Costa Show on, to listen. So, so the power of Facebook and technology, what traditional radio broadcast cannot do, that is what the internet, does for us. So
we're very happy and thankful to the management of Radio Bourgeois for airing our program the time they did. I mean, whatever reasons they decided to take us off, such is the nature of politics. Sometimes when, again, these are abnormal political times. That we have normalized. So it's not strange to me. Sometimes when you're not in certain people quarters, your rhetorics don't align with them. It's okay for you to part ways, and they are friends. I mean, Senator Yombli Kanga Lawrence, is all love on the side. I mean, Dylan, our own man. one can imagine that that Dylan, who sits at the board chair, we decide our program will not be here. But how be it. I personally want to give Dylan the benefit of the doubt. I personally will make effort. I have made effort to reach out to Senator Dylan to see, to get the poor back channel story of what is happening, because again, Dylan is supposed to be our guy, but ever since I want to say on this platform that I have text Senator Dylan on his WhatsApp number. I'm one person who don't get in the business of just calling people randomly, regardless of who you are. I will normally send you text message, before I call you. I think that is the most courteous thing to do, where you text people just before you call their telephone. So I have texted Senator Dylan. I'm probably going to send him a text this morning again after the show. If he responds, fine. If he don't, well, it's politics. So, I mean, the government of Liberia through the finance minister and Len Eugene Nangbe, they have taken up to the Liberian media space, basically to inform the Liberian people on the quote-unquote success of the government. Eugene Nangbe, who is at Maritime, it's very strange now that the government wants to bring some of their people out of retirement, especially their people who, who used to manage their propaganda. Why can't they use the information minister, Mr. Wonsenken Kokiabish? Why can it be a ledger who running show? Ledger who has always been in the media. So are you afraid that Ledger who cannot answer the hard questions that only Samuel Tuer says in an hour town and tour with best of ideas? So Samuel Tuer and his man, Eugene Nangbe, they are ELBC, the nation's broadcaster. They are there. They have managed to pay for almost all of the radio stations to quote unquote explain to the Liberian people the success of this government. But you see, George, and to our listeners out there, that there's so little that that the legs of Samuel Tuer and Eugene Nangbe can do. The Liberian people are the end user of government services. These people get to see what are these government services, they are effective, what are government policies and programs transform their life. Leave the numbers. You talking about the IMF report, talking about this, talking about that. All those things are rhetorics. The people are the end users of the services. The old man in Nimba, when she go to the government hospital and see the way she get treated, she will know whether the government is working for her or not. The market woman on the Bomi Highway Road, when she see that there cannot be access to farm to market road connectivity, when farmers cannot bring their produce to the market, when rubber tappers have been disenfranchised, they know whether the government is effective or not. When teachers cannot get paid on time, when doctors also cannot get paid on time, and you go to ELBC and brag about how this government have managed to increase the wage bill from this amount to that amount, what the government did is that they overburdened the wage bill. When you solicit the services of people, when you hire professionals in government, it is important that you hire the appropriate number of people they don't have to be a large group of people. Yes, I know government is the primary employer, but how do we change that perspective of making the private sector not so contingent on the private sector? The private sector is supposed to propel the engine of growth, where Liberian businesses, the private sector can be able to provide job opportunities for Liberians, so that the government will not just be, everybody will not want to go into government. That is why this government should be thinking about. But you overburden the wage bill, you carry this thing here, you bring in seditions, you took authority of the state in 2019, after Mr. Weah got elected in 2018 rather. And what you did, you brought all kinds of sedition and party amendment to the wage bill. You brought these people to the wage bill, now you are struggling to pay them salary. You institute some stupid policy called harmonization. Look, George, people can be fully employed and people can be underemployed. What Samuel Tuer did to these people is that a technocrat, a man who are probably making 1,000 now. You cut his pay down to 500. You are underemploying him. He is employed, but he's underemployed. You pay him $500. When his take-home pay cannot take home, then you say you're boasting about the wage bill. You're boasting about collecting more revenues. What has your quote-unquote revenue surplus? Because they say they get short for. You know, every government had the way of coining these economic terms. Mr. Salih, they have budgetary shortfalls. You know, where the money that government project in terms of collecting revenue, they didn't meet their expectations. The government say, yeah, you know, we have some shortfalls here and there. But this government don't want to be a budget shortfall government. They say they are budget surplus. Okay, now you are budget surplus. You need according to Samuel Twe, you need $500 to, you know, to stimulate the kind of, you know, growth in the education sector you need. Why? You got more money. Why can't you use something from the 100 million? Every day, Mr. We travels the country. You need 500, you need 500 million. People pledging we have 200 million, 300 million. Allegedly. Every day, we are the people can get money. When they made the promises, they signed the bilateral contracts, we don't see no money. But you parade with the narrative that your government is doing well, the success story of your government. Look, the Liberian people are the end user of these services. They get to scrutinize the success of the government. They get to see whether the government service delivery capacity is meeting expectation. The Liberian people are the supervisor of this government. They are supervising Mr. We at work, and they have an opportunity in 2023, particularly in October of this year, in less than 4-5 months from now. George, they have an opportunity to render a verdict on Mr. Weah. If Mr. Weah is doing well, go and re-elect him. If you are sure that Mr. Weah have underperformed, that he have took the country backward, that he have managed to build a few gangs of kleptocrats, where certain group of people are getting rich at the expense of our people, you Liberian people will be the final judges. Education. Look, there's no sector of work, George, that you can grade this government on. Whether it is education, security sector, whether it is agriculture, where? You talk about paying wire fee, that success story of the in education. We're paying wire fees. Look, George, every time when you look on the Liberian media, particularly the social media, you cry. For people who are graduating from high school, the way we write, the way we speak, it is just very so bad and despicable. But these are the future leaders of the country. These are the people that will be absorbed into government. These are the people that will be absorbed into private sector, but their output is very poor. Under Mr. Weah, it have degenerated more than anything else. I'm not blaming Mr. Weah for the total collapse of the education system. Even Mr. Salif acknowledged that the education system under her was a mess. I'm not gonna sit down here and totally shift blame on Mr. George Weah. But what Mr. Weah have done is to further degenerate, is to further underfund the Ministry of Education. Somebody need to be telling us. They need to be telling us how much are they allotting to the Ministry of Education. So what happened to the 7 or 6,000 Nigerian teachers that Mr. Weah promised? You just have this president who will just make the flimsy pronouncement. When he overly happy, I don't want to call wherever his source of the joy comes from. When he's overly happy, he goes to this governmental function and just talk anyhow. We'll bring Nigerian teachers. Look, without even making an assessment. That is the same way Mr. Weah went to the University of Liberia and declared free school. Without even knowing the university budget. You go to the university, the state university, say free school. Don't pay school fees. Now the university cannot even meet up with an expensive her budget. The university is strangulated. Teachers cannot go there. The other day, right on Facebook, we saw a video of pouring wind into a classroom at the State University. But only Mr. Weah is living okay. Mr. Weah came to power. He break down his that is the success story of the government that we'll be telling. He break down his 9th Street abandoned building and build a castle that stretches out into the Atlantic Ocean in 6 years. Samuel Twa should be telling us what kind of economics is that. Maybe it's voodoo economics. Maybe Mr. Weah has been very paid that he pay a paycheck now can afford him to do what he's doing. The 9th Street resident, the one in in rehab for the that one again, that's only to it. The extension again at Jamaica Resort, where he got multiple annexes. That is the success story of this government. How much are you paying, Mr. President? How is the state pay now allowing now to build all of these things? You came to power, you refuse to declare your assets because you have sinister motive. You wanted to use the Liberian people resources to amass private properties for yourself. That should be the success story of this government. That should be the narrative. That as the people go to the polls in October of this year, that they were used to do a total overall evaluation of the WIA administration. What you have brought to our people, you have distributed nothing, but adding more as what we want to call as socially affected youth to the population, young people in the country. George, the numbers are keep on adding up. If you think you just have one family member in your family who is a Zogo, speak to your cousin and ask for that other cousin. Find out where is he. You probably have 2, 3 young people in the street. Some of them brilliant, far more brilliant as we are. Some of us we sat in classroom with some of these brothers in mathematics, in chemistry, biology. These brothers were far more brilliant. But here they are today. The society have managed to time have caught up with them. Because you bring me all, the government is not interested in cracking down on drug. Nothing. Students go to WIAC, they are not even, their result not even a political party throw out a party for them. Students go to WIAC, the result not even can. They go to the CDC headquarters, they play music in the name of talent show. You put music on, go sue me. Like your own man can feed me. Look, that kind of loose life in the society. I'm not saying that young people cannot have recreational activity, they cannot have good time. George, myself, I love good time. But these young people, some of them 16, 18, they are not, they just talk wired. Their results are not even out yet. A political party is hosting a jamboree for them. What kind of message are you sending to the society? What kind of message? In the name of you trying to recruit first-time voters. Look, the Liberian people are not stupid. And George, there's something interesting about our people. They will continue to replace leaders. Whether the ones they are replacing are bad, they will continue to replace leaders. And that is why we want to exert our effort and inform our people that Mr. George Weah should be a one-term president. The way in which you make this president a one-term president, when the results are overwhelming, when you express democratically through your ballots who you want your new president to be. But if George Weah come close to winning, they will wreck the elections. The reason why they couldn't steal the elections here from Dillon is that when Dillon was in 100,000, Thomas Fowler was in 25,000. The numbers were so far. That is how these African leaders manage to wreck election. But if the men come close and tete with whoever is going to be, he is going to wreck the elections. And you Liberian people, you are very meek. No wonder why your Bible says, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall see God." When bad leaders come to power, when they try to steal election results and try to enrich a few or more of their family members, you get timid into this game of cowardice. Timid into the game of cowardice. Oh, you let leave the country just come from war. How long you will just be there? 6 more years. 6 more years. You didn't say you had a play years. If you are 30, add 6 years to your age, you'll be 36. If you are 40, add 6 more years to your age, you'll be 46. And George, sadly, it is your children who will go to bed without food, with no opportunities, limited opportunities for them. And you have a man like Akaras Gray, who lies through his teeth, will sit in the legislature and want to attack people. Akaras Gray, they will have the opportunity to send their family members abroad, America, Europe, whatever, at the expense of taxpayers' resources. Your children will still be going to detour. Mr. Weah will still be telling you you're paying your children in YFE, so you must keep the CDC. So that's what the country have degenerated into. When I paying YFE, student stress. And George, I know that every time we talk government exam, It was our parents who used to go out and look for money to pay our wire fees. Create opportunities for parents. Create job opportunities. Bring in corporations. What major investment have the CDC brought into this country? Send the talk over. The few that Ellen Johnson said he left there, it is the one they are managing. The whole country is just running on concession. The money, the concession company pays. The already existing ones. Nobody wants to come and do business in that kind of environment where your country has been used as a drug hub. Nobody wants to do business in such an environment. But the Americans are giving you intelligence about drug busts, and they go through your judiciary, and you render them not guilty, George. Are you kidding me? When the evidence are overwhelming, physical evidence, photographs were taken, but they continue. What happened? Who tampered with the juries? Did the judge instruct the jurors about their responsibility in the trial process? Look, what we witnessed was a total mockery of the Liberian judiciary system. You talk about judicial reform. What kind of judicial reform? Corrupt judges? That the executive can arm twist the judiciary about a ruling that they want? When judges disagree with the executive in cases that involve the executives, you take them off the bench, you replace them with more other corrupt judges. Is that the kind of Liberia we have seen? Judge, it is sad that Honor Mr. Everything is in total chaos, total collapse of the WIA administration. So Samatua and Eugene Nambelek, they can visit all the radio stations. In fact, I am encouraging the CDC to launch a radio campaign. Let them go from one radio station to the next radio station. The Liberian people know them. The Liberian people have gotten a way more of them in 6 years. And the people will evaluate them. The people will certainly do evaluate them. You got anything to chime in on this topic before we go on?
No, he said all this morning, but the people will decide toward thing.
Yeah.
All I can say.
Thank you. And if everything is okay, keep Mr. Weir. If everything is okay, keep Mr. Weir. If your children are going to bed and eating at least 2 times a day, keep Mr. Weir. If teachers are getting paid on time, keep Mr. Weir. If you go to a hospital and you have enough beds that they even put air conditioning on you to blow you while you are trying to get clinical services, keep Mr. Weir. If you go to JFK and drugs are there for you to take, keep Mr. Weir. If you are satisfied with this Niger 1 minute, the little road that he's building here, keep Mr. Weir. But if you are unsatisfied, in October, you must show your anger. In October, you should tell Mr. Weir that it is hard time that he take the exit door. In October, it is time that you retire Mr. Weir democratically in a peaceful manner. Let the world see that Liberia have far transition in terms of our democratic credentials. And we know that Mr. Weir is going to do all he can to tamper with the election results. And it will be a test of the resolve of the Liberian people. If you sit down in cowardice and allow Mr. Weir to arm twist your democratic franchise that you have exercised through the ballot box, that is up to you. Because we saw the same thing. Liberian people, from time to time, without number. George, there are constitutional provisions in the law that when a leader is corrupt, the people have the right to you don't even have a legislature that will even dare to even put a bill of impeachment for a president. In any serious country, Mr. Weir should have gone down in history as the first impeached president of this country. So you have an opportunity, Liberians. You have an opportunity to now decide what kind of government you want in 2023. The choice is yours. So over the weekend also, Worker, and on the Costa Show here, we say issue and present it undiluted. And I'm not going to come on here to justify for hearing Pedro Costa. Costa is very much prime enough to fight his own battle. So there have been series of text messages and quote-unquote documentation that have been peddling the internet that Henry Pedro Costa have allegedly released the medical records of Joseph Boyka. Come on, guys. And then Mo Ali on the Spoon Talk will ask the question and ask Mo say, Henry, I know nothing about Joseph Boyka medical record. So like you know everything about Joseph Boyka medical record? Like you know everything? And you know the act of trying to concoct something against Henry Costa, to present a picture to the public that as if he's releasing Joseph Boyka documents. Some of these people in their clandestine act, they have gone ahead and compiled these fraudulent documents against Costa. Look, George, and what sickens me to the stomach is that people in America, when you go to the hospital just for your hair hurting, look at how voluminous the paper can be. It can be nothing less than 4 to 5 sheets, let alone a proposed heart surgery will be on 2 sheets, front and back. Come on, guys. Who the text messages? Who doesn't know that Costa has been generous to the Unity Party? It is an open secret. It is an open secret that Henry Costa has been so generous to the Unity Party. Uncle Joe comes here and we don't want to go into the very details of it. The UP people don't take care of Uncle Joe like the way, Costa and COP people did. You think when Uncle Joe come here, you think that the party had a budget that they were operating on? Let the party publish Joseph Boyka traveling expenses. If they really want to get into that, let them publish a public travel itinerary. George, when you buy a ticket, the card you use, the number can be on it. You really want us to get into receipts? If Uncle Joe and his son Costa, if they are not agreeing now, leave them. These two men are making efforts to see what they can possibly do. But to start creating, and that was the same thing. I used to advise Costa. I said, these Unity Party people, some of them, they are very dangerous. These were the same elements. And I don't mean the ordinary UP partisan. The guys in the political hierarchical order. These were the same people who, when Mr. Salif was president, they shut down your radio station. They put you to jail. You think these elements will be happy about what is happening? No. Some of them, George, when you in America, when Joe Boyka around, they will get so uneasy that Costa is so influential, that Costa is so close to the pape, quote unquote. I'm not here to defend Costa, but the medical records, man, people, it is just so fake. Heart surgery procedure, like it will be on 2 sheets. Hey, man. Heart surgery procedure will be on 2 sheets. Costa no more than you can ever imagine. Like, pa, do you ever carry my part to promote again an issue?
No.
Have Costa said anything about Joseph Boyka? No. But it is an open secret that Henry Pedro Costa was so financially generous. And how he does it, he uses this very same platform to raise money for people here, for DeLong. For DeLong, other people use the very same platform. Even for Joe Boyka, George, you remember, on this very platform, raise money here for the Unity Party and Joseph Boyka. The man went there December 30th for the man to even use the party headquarters. Young people in the party stop the man, resist him for even entering the party headquarters. That never leaked up to the media. You know how it hurts? You think when Costa did that podcast here, that day he was talking Megan to all, he spoke for a deep place of hurt. I'm not saying that Costa don't have his own problems, his own contradictions. He does. But for anybody to come and concoct text messages, to come say, a medical report. You're in America, you're going to look at your last doctor visit. Josh, I can bring my doctor visit here where I went for my regular physical. Mommy, America, the people can't do small paperwork, George. America, they cannot do small paperwork. The whole heart surgery procedure will be on 1 sheet, front and back. Yeah, man. It will be a total overall evaluation of the patient need, the patient details. The Ojago read JMB. You think we know how to play around with computer to do graphic design and people can even set up receipts? Come on, guys. Let's be fair to the conversation. If you want to beat on Costa, you can do so. Criticize him for other stuff. Talk about, he's been perpetually silent. I have criticized him. The ordinary people support Costa more than the political class. The ordinary people, the Shushan boy, the Yana boy, when they meet Costa in the street, they kind of embrace the welcome him with. It's not the Darlington Collins, the Mo Ali, the Martin Colley, the Stephen Johnsons of this war, the Joseph Valai of this war. Those are not the people who they pick up politically. We always want to be politically correct. We have a lot of time to rationalize, but the ordinary people deserve to know where Costa is going. He needs to break silence. If you want to criticize him because of that, that is a reasonable thing to do. All these years, the people have supported Costa overwhelmingly. It is the people's right and responsibility to know every move of Costa, where he's going. He said he was going to speak to the nation. Criticize him for addressing the nation. Let him talk. Say, Costa, we tired waiting. And that will be a legitimate concern. But you go bring two shit. You say, and Henry Costa released Joseph Boyka medical record. Hey, man. Come on, guys. Let's be fair to the conversation. You really want us to believe that medical record on one sheet, front and back, print on both sides? George, it's stupid. I don't get it. I can process it. That educated people who, but when people blind their eyes to realities, they tend to believe just anything people throw out in the media. Am I saying that some of those text messages, are entirely wrong? Some of them could possibly have some level of truth to it. I am not yet to dismiss those text messages. I am not also saying that they are real. I'm not in some of those chat rooms. I'm not privileged to be in every chat room that Mr. Costa is in. His share is not tied on my share. So for some people to come here with flying shit and say, oh, he not released the public medical record. Even Uncle Joe knows, man. Uncle Joe knows that Costa knows way more than Mo Ali think Costa knows. Costa know way more than the United Party people think that Costa knows. And Uncle Joe knows that. That a nephew. No, my man, even we young people who can get sick. When more about Uncle Joe? You think Uncle Joe Naga, everybody can get issue. Old person can die. Young person can die. So why are you making it in the low? Costa is so he's so diabolic. He's so he's on a spree to link up medical. Like, come on, guys. That's one thing people in the West don't do. You don't play with people's medical information. But you want the public to believe that a flying sheet is Joseph Boyka's medical report, flying sheet, too. And I see some of my friends who are academicians, intellectuals, will peddle such a lie and believe that lie. Yes, Costa, if you criticize Costa for speaking to the public and saying something, it is a fair point to make. It's a fair point to make. You should know, you ought to know. Some of you now who have sincerely supported Costa on the one to where he is. It is your right and your responsibility. A leader must be accountable to the people. If you have followed Costa all this year, it is Costa's responsibility for you to hold him accountable. He must answer your questions. And he will. But for y'all to put on flying sheet, I don't think it's fair to the conversation. Then put one that or something from my own clinic, he saying he can do surgery. What's that? You really want me bringing receipts? Y'all leave that thing. It's not healthy for our discourse. It's not healthy. Y'all talk about the issues I had. It is not so healthy. It is not healthy at all. Their flying sheet that people parading around here with, no flying sheet are not Joseph Boyka medical report. And you people in America know that. I challenge you. The last time you just did your physical, go look at your medical report and evaluate and see. A medical report, you can eat one sheet. They say, ain't that a medical record? George, it's so funny, man. Let's do better. When you want to launch propaganda, look, George, sometimes when you want to lie, right? When you want to concoct scheme, the people who can compile documents to lie on people, it comes with intensive research. They got to put our content, they got to put it one, they got to put page 1 up to page 15, 20. They want to present it to indict you criminally. They say, "Oh, the man wrote this." But nobody goes for that. That was a stupid joke. In the elements in the Unity Party or in the Alternative National Congress, whoever they are, I don't want to just say like accusing fingers. Whoever they are, there might be people even from the COP who may be closer to Costa, who in their quest to pin him black might be the one, putting together this document of fakery and sending it to the public. But that is not true. How you want us to believe that a flying sheet at Joe, they'll put JMB? What they call JMB? Patient name is a JMB. JMB is the core political name of Joseph Newman Bweka. No medical institution is going to write a patient's name as JMB. Yeah, man. They will put Joseph Newman Bweka Senior. They will not go put JMB. They will not do that. So please, people, if you want to checkmate Costa, which you should. Costa is not exempt of scrutiny. Criticize him all you want. It is your duty to know why Costa have said to you he will address the nation. Why is he silent? You are running out of patience. I think those issues are legitimate for us to discuss, but not to be discussing some fake medical report. Oh, you see, he not share the medical report. It's just so wrong, man. You may not do that. Please, you shouldn't do that. I beg you. We'll open all the line here in entertain callers. But at this point, I think I got 2 more other things to talk about before we go to the lines. But I want us to be sincere with the conversation. Let persuasion and reasoning dominate our interaction. It shouldn't be on the basis of, how people feel, certain elements. George, the jitter, the fear that this young man was so close to Uncle Joe. And what Henry Costa accomplished around Joseph Bweka was far more tremendous. Most of the young people in Costa age, some of them 40, 42, 45, they have not accomplished politically 1/5 of what he have accomplished. And they get on easy. They fear, the ball fresque. The ball fresque. Look, George, the country is so bad that we are just used to supporting. Look, my man, I want to tell you, look, you can criticize Costa, but don't say, "Oh, Costa versed because of VPP." Wherever, no. We far above that conversation. If Costa feel you want to be vice president and you disagree, it is your right to say, "I disagree." But not to dismissing of the conversation. The country is so bad on the only thing that bring people know to support is bunch of old people.
Sure.
When a young man, the constitution said to run for representative, you must be 25. When you're 32, you want to run for representative, your own man will call you, "You too young, you think you're too early?" Really? So what's the essence of you sending your child to school, preparing him? The country is so bad. Oh, my man, I think you get much experience. And that's why I agree with the ANC people. What kind of governmental experience that people can be talking about? Experience. If we have all the experience in government, from 1847 up to now, why is the country the way it is? Why is the country the way it is? Experience? I'm not saying they are not old, experienced people. I'm not saying that they are not young people who are backward and corrupt. Because there's no difference between an old rogue and a young rogue. Just the difference is the age. An old man can be a rogue, a young man can be a rogue. But one of my reasons, and I've said this publicly, if Joseph Bweka was going to even look within the opposition quarters, people say, "Oh, and the vote reached. Taras Delon got 100,000 votes. If it's about your numbers, quote unquote number again. Taras Delon got over 100,000 votes in Mosurado County. Jeremiah Kun got 36,000 votes in Nima. Do the math. If it's about number, why you can go for Delon? Or maybe Delon presented himself somehow and the Liberian people got tired with Delon too. To some extent. If you wanted numbers now, quote unquote. Yombly from Grand Bassa County. She leads the whole county. If you're going to pick Yombly, some of us, Costa was going to be expressing a disappointment. We're probably going to be supporting Bweka and the Yombly ticket. Because it was not about Costa. But all the years in opposition, George, we stay in opposition. And the only person Joseph Bweka choose to pick, like Jeremiah Kun, who has been with George Weah, who has been a member of the budget committee, who have disagreed with nothing. I don't know his politics. And you ask a critical young man like me to join your bandwagon? I'm not a bandwagonist. No political person feed me. I challenge all of them. I'm not a bandwagonist. It's our duty to ask Uncle Joe the hard question. Liberians, when something in political times, for some reason, our sense of reasoning, we can just decide to say we're not reasoning. Oh yeah, we got you on the rescue tree. What is that? Who are the lifeguards? Who are the lifeguards? That should be the hard question that we should ask ourselves. But you go to somebody who has been in the legislature, spoken on nothing. Nothing. Go follow a legislative history. Then when you get to they say in politics, nobody can talk. Oh, but in the national legislature, what kind of lawmaker you are? What kind of lawmaker you are? Nobody will be bundled into supporting your ticket or whatever. So you think about it. It is up to you to decide. Nobody hates Uncle Joe. Even in our disagreements. If the election were to go to a second round choice option between Joseph Boyka and George Weah, we can support Weah. But so we criticize Uncle Joe, you can get on easy. What's that? You think Joseph Boyka finished somebody there? Some of you will respect Uncle Joe. No, when you said with the old man, that cheerful smile he receives you with is embrace. So we can disagree with the old man. So the old man is the Dalai Lama now that people get criticized. That is how you make bad leaders. That you make your leaders exempt from public scrutiny. You don't even have the courage to look in the faces of your leader to even checkmate some of the things they do. Then when they are leaders, then you want to do political advocacy. They say, who's talking? Daniel, you go get it, man. Or Paul, you go get it, man. Because you have created an environment that makes your leader feel that he's exempt public scrutiny, that nobody can criticize him. So friends, please, even when we disagree, have some time to think. Say, but these brothers are disagreeing. Why are they disagreeing? Is there a point of convergence? Is there a way that we can work on things to move forward? But when we criticize you, you get on easy. Say you can get any feelings, we'll continue to criticize you. So, the next issue before we open the line, George, our man, Musa Belete, and Dara Delon, they have been going at a tick for tack. I don't know why. I don't know what these two men have crossed social path. But Ekejalo, my man, Ekejalo so stupid that every time Delon says something, Musa Belete with his already a character that got some serious character impediments, sees the need to respond to Delon. My man, imagine Musa Belete saying Delon is corrupt. My man, it's so funny, my man. Musa Belete, anytime Delon speak, Musa Belete got to speak. It's just so funny. I think these two men has utmost contempt for each other. So over the weekend, Senator Delon have said that Alexander Cummings, takes instruction from Ellen, basically saying that he's more of an Ellen puppet, and he was basically talking about his meeting with Mr. Salif and how Mr. Salif wanted him to leverage his relationship with the political leader of Liberty Party, Senator Yombli Kanga Lawrence, to endorse Cummings. And how, and then how on the other side, Belete responded to say, well, you wanted Ellie to use her relationship with me to see if we could resolve the crisis in the Liberty Party. That was some of the demands that you were making. But George, I just think that all of these things are unhealthy. In political engagement and negotiation, people do meet, people have discussions. So I just cannot process why would Senator Delon choose to discuss why he and Ellen Jones Salif are talked to bring it to the public. And how Musa Belete thinks that he can defend Ellen Jones Salif. Look, again, I understand that people sometimes want to ride on the political wave. They want to exploit the minds of our people. But Senator Delon, if the conversation you went with Ellen Jones Salif, if that conversation have managed to capitulate in your political interest, the public will probably not know. There are lots of discussion that Dillon have went to, he never told the public. The Senator Dillon told us his engagement with Abachie and how Abachie supported his campaign. He didn't tell us. So if men want to talk, men must get in the habit of talking in political conversation and talk, people meet and talk. So if people go to political discussion, like everything y'all go and discuss, some things are not meant for public consumption. I am not saying when your character is being brought under the microscope, you cannot talk about what happened. I'm not saying that. But in political conversation, people do meet and people do talk. So since now that our man, Senator Darius Dillon, is interested in informing the public about everything, please, Senator Dillon, moving forward, please tell everything that has been happening. When Musa Belete supported your campaign, you should have told us before. When Abachie supported your campaign, I think it was going to be good that you should have also tell us. Because it's politics. So if men want to get in the business of talking I think men must now be talking I don't like Ellen Johnson, but in politics, if Cummins feel that he will go and reach out to Ellen for guidance, if Ellen like una man, then I'll bring Paul see to Cummins. Joseph Bweka. Look, I want to ask myself some fundamental question. Sometimes it appears that there is a reason why Bweka couldn't work with Ellen or Ellen couldn't work with Bweka. The two need to tell what really happened. Because for two people who knew each other for probably the most time of their lives, from CWA school, for Ellen to now support Joe in 2005, no, not in 2005, in 2017, and even now, it's concerning. Because if Joseph Bweka is so concerned about keeping the integrity in check and not making compromises with Mr. Salif, because Ellen wanted compromise. Ellen said, don't prosecute my son, don't investigate no car, this, that, and protect me and my family. Because if Joseph Bweka was interested in that, he should have done that in the first place in 2017. Because now Uncle Joe now is telling us that you must win fair before you lead. So Joe Bweka is opening up now to all these corrupt elements around him. So if Joseph Bweka have wanted to compromise, then he should have compromised in 2017. But I think it's more and more deeper conversation that only Uncle Joe and Omar Ellen can tell us what is happening. So, Mr. Dillon and Mr. Belete, your leader, please. Belete has no character or integrity to even question anybody's character. Senator Dillon, say you are not interested in telling the public everything, it is a good thing. I think it is not fair in high times that in all of your political conversation, you are informing the public that before we hear it in the media, when you write economic class, please tell you write economic class. We're not wait for Front Page Africa to write a story. Thank you, George, and we can probably go to the line. So you have something to say.
Okay, I know you said all this morning, but the first thing here is Musa Bede saying he supported election campaign. You know that?
Yep, absolutely. George, take the paper down, please. Yeah.
So
he said that on the record.
Sure.
He said that on the record. Even Abachie accused the man.
Sure.
And our man couldn't respond to that. And those are political negotiations. And our man Abachie, I know the people say Abachie get picked out of UP. Abachie went to Joey and said, he said, Chief, and not me, I swear, and not me. Joey said, so he gave him pick up. Abachie said, he said, no, Chief, and not me. Because Abachie have had a history of doing business on a water with opposition. So is the nature of politics, right? These things happen. So, George, announce the number and open up the line, please.
Okay, first the numbers are called this morning on the show 0770 102 0886 010 TD. The WhatsApp number +231 880 513417. Okay, let's go to the line this morning on the WhatsApp. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yep.
Yeah, this is Emmanuel Rele. I'm calling from Minnesota, Austin.
You're welcome to the program.
I'm following the show very carefully. I'm trying to listen to Taliton. He really presenting, but I have thing to say about Costa, about that whole medical issue.
Mm-hmm.
Here in America, you don't just see, even if you go to hospital, they don't just give your medical stuff to you unless it's very serious.
Mm-hmm.
Even the initial on paper here is hard. So I don't know what people are going to believe somebody medical record be just the initial or
Exactly, my brother.
it's very hard. Even some result,
Mm.
you can even carry home unless it's very serious. If that result very serious result, then you have to be hospitalized. They will not even allow you to carry home or to even can also. So that's that particular paper, unless Henry Costa come and tell us on his show, explain page by page the way he explain it and say this is what happened, then I will believe it. But for me, when I saw it, I didn't believe that. I told him that thing, I don't think it's a real paper, so I didn't really pay attention to that. And secondly, on the issue of and Pelete and they got deploying each other. Sometimes you say some stuff that you're not supposed to say. The reason for me and Dara's try to explain, not everything you can explain, as Costa said, men can say, oh, not everything you can explain, but there's a point for you to say certain things. The reason Dara's trying to explain the issue between he and Ellen is because the way it is going, or because it was something that everybody had problem with him going to Ellen on a meeting, and it was something that was not discussed or something that nobody was happy of. So you got to clear that air. Why he and Ellen went in a meeting? That was it. What the meeting was all about. That's the reason we wanted to know. But on the issue of somebody supporting that, nobody have come with it or nobody knew who supported him the time he was running. So I think we don't need clarity for that. We not really need to hear what really went on. But right now, for Ellen being the choice that Eddie gave us 2017, we see the effect. We see what going on with us. So why would someone who trust or someone who been behind that will see that he's a light and going meeting with that type of person? He need to explain to us. Maybe
okay, my brother, let's hold you there and go to the other line. Good morning.
Good morning, Josh. How are you?
I'm okay. Your name, where you
And
calling
good
from?
morning to Darlington. This is Sam calling from Broad Street.
Okay, Sam, you welcome.
Hey, Sam, what's up, man?
Yeah, I'm okay, man. I just want to flag a point here. You see, I think our politics in Liberia, there are a lot of, sycophantic behavior in it. And why am I saying that is because today Darlington supports Sam, and we are best of friends. And you will say all the nicest things about me, even if I have some black spot or some skeleton in my closet. You want to defend those things. But tomorrow, once we fall out, then you will start to say those things you know, but in fact, you have become the worst person. And that is why we, the young people, have to take time how we buy more people, especially for people that weren't supported before. If you look at what happened in 2017 election, there were a lot of politicians that said bad things about people that buy more people. And those same records today are being used against them. That today you are the one supporting this person, but this is what you said about this person in the past. And there's no way you can defend, or you will say maybe it's a still water on the bridge. So whatever we face today, we have to be careful about people. If I do not support Darlington, let me go solo. I don't have to say anything about Darlington because tomorrow this will be over, and then I'll have no faith again to look at Darlington. That's the point. A lot of people supported Joseph Brocker here for whatever reason. You have the right to associate and disassociate. But it does not mean that those things for which you follow that person for, today when they are no longer in your corner, then they become the bad person. I think that's a very bad politics we are playing Liberia. At the end of the day, for we as young people, it will have some dent on our integrity about who we support or how do we go back to those simple and say support John Brown, even though supporting Mary. And those people will ask you, then you tell us first to support John Brown, and John Brown was the next person. So that's what I want to say this morning. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
my
you.
brother.
Thank you, Sam.
This morning, the numbers are called 0770 102 102 0886 010 TD8TD. The WhatsApp number plus 231 880 5134 17. Now go back to the line. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Yes, good morning, my brother. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Joseph Escamba, and I call from District Number 6, Moswell County.
You're welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. It is a Costa Show, right?
Yes, my brother.
Good. I did listen to Darlington analysis concerning about the relationship between former President Elling and that of the former President Joseph Boakai. The reason is very simple. On the analysis, you get to understand the measures that was given and the kind of instruction that was given to Ellen to Joseph Mbaka for her support. Because Baka remain the easier thing and the easier analysis that every one of us have to understand is Baka remain an integrative person. He don't want to participate in any corrupt act because he knows the reason is very simple why Ellen does not want to support Joseph.
Let me ask that caller.
Baka knows her secret. Baka knows all of her wicked deeds.
My brother?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Caller, can you hear me, my brother? Can you hear me?
I'm getting you clear, Darlington.
Thank you, Chief. In 2017, Joseph Boakai named James Emmanuel Nukwe as his vice running mate. What kind of lawmaker were Emmanuel Nukwe? In 2023, he named Jeremiah Kun as his running mate. What are they honest lawmakers? Do you consider them honest or corrupt public figures?
Good. The reason is very simple. The reason is very simple, Darlington. Boakai chose Nukwe based on the workings of Nukwe at that time.
To steal up all blacks' money?
Nukwe now.
In almost all of the corruption investigation in the legislature.
That is true. That's what we are saying.
Nukwe also were under investigation by the Alex Tyler leadership for corruption in the blood testing saga. All of the corruption money, Nukwe was behind it.
Your points are well accepted. We understand all of the points. That's what Boakai is saying. Give me the authority to become a steward of this country.
My brother, it is very dangerous, man. It is very dangerous.
That's what Boakai is saying. Give me the authority, the presidential authority. Give me that authority. Give me that power to penalize those people who corrupt, who stole Liberian people opportunities. That's what Boakai is saying.
Thank you, Chief.
Okay, my brother. That's how you there.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. And that is the hypocrisy of us Liberians. I'm not accusing Joseph Boakai of being corrupt. But the elements around Uncle Joe, bad they have the way of leaders. Emmanuel Nukwe, a corrupt figure in the legislature. Where is Nukwe today? Nukwe is supporting George Weah. Nukwe was named in almost all of the corruption scandal in the legislature. Oil money. Nukwe was just stealing money here, stealing money there. Today, James Emmanuel Nukwe, in less than 6 years, is supporting George Weah. In the same token, Jeremiah Kun, a corrupt figure in the legislature, named and exposed by his political godfather, Senator Prince Johnson. You ain't listen to Prince Johnson say, when people can't defend their budget, Kun can post something in the budget and it will get kicked back later on. You never heard that? Was I the one talking for Prince Johnson? Hey, man, let's be fair to the conversation. I'm not saying Uncle Joe is corrupt, but how do you prosecute these people if I keep them in your company? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Honestly. Good morning.
He said, exclude all their pass. Go ahead, my man.
No, yeah, my brother. Good morning. Yes?
Man. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, my brother.
Okay, this is Bill calling from Maryland. Good morning, Josh, and good morning, Darlington. About people medical report in the United States, even your wife, you cannot just get her medical report with all her consent. Even your 18 years old daughter, you cannot get her medical report with all her consent. Even if 18 years old, having to agree, she got to sign and they got to carry her into a room and ask her if she does agree. So that medical report is fake and it's just propaganda against Henry Costa, and only the fools and the haters and the jealous people of Henry Costa will believe that nonsense. Thank you.
Okay, my brothers. 0770-102-102, 0886-010-TD8TD. The WhatsApp number +231-880. Yeah, go ahead. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my brother.
Yeah, this is Hassan Dugo calling from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning to everyone of you guys. My issue here this morning has to do with the CNN, which is the leader, Costa. I really have two concerns that if he wish to explain the LeBron will be okay. One, you have to do with somebody lying on his name on stage Africa, and he cannot come out to really show action against the man by taking him to court or saying something, because you cannot do that. You cannot lie on somebody's name and publish the person's name, which of course is lie. Because some of us defended that lie that indeed Costa cannot do that. Because we all know Costa living in the America and you cannot do that. And the second thing had to do with my sister, my own sister with Martina, and the way in which she proceeding, people will feel that Costa is the one that's sending her, especially talking about affair, Johnson having an affair with the VP, which of course is not right. Even Islam, they don't allow you to talk to an elderly person like that. And telling the LeBron that the mayor is in Jeremiah Cook pocket, he will need to come and address some of those issues, because people will think that he's the one that's sending Martina Kunate after GMB, and which of course we know that supporting, he cannot do short thing. So you need to make it, because you already tell us that you refer for yourself. But I was either being linked with him, but I already feel.
Okay, my brother, let's hold you there and go back to the phone line 0770-102-102, 0886 010 TD. The WhatsApp number +231 880 513417. The WhatsApp number +231 880 513417. These are the numbers to call this morning and take part on the show. Oh, I missed the person yet. Okay, the WhatsApp number +231 880. Yep.
Hello.
Good morning, my brother.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes.
All right. My name is Anthony. I'm calling from Indiana.
Welcome to the program.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Here is the thing. The reason all of these things are happening, Costa brought it to himself. Months and months ago, Costa assured the Nigerian people and his supporters that he was a JNB man. He was too close to JNB. His best leadership style was with JNB. But unfortunately for him, when his wish did not come through, and he said men could not say all how he was not going to support the person he was with, all of these things just begin to come up to dirty him up. And for you guys who are on the show to represent him, you guys are putting yourself in the same ugly situation, because if it is not your way, the guys become corrupt. Is there anybody in the Nigerian politics that does not have a sting? Emmanuel Nukwe was investigated, but was he found guilty? You tell me, who's the Nigerian, even in the diaspora, that does not have a problem? There's none. That is not causing there today. If tomorrow he tries to become a statesman, there will be a problem that other people have to question. All right? Joe Walker will not find nobody that is still free in the House of Legislature. None of them is free. Even those wheelbarrow boys, they took people luggages and they now return their right, or has a problem. I can't ride a taxi driver car because his car is there. Everybody have a situation. We just need to go beyond that and look at the future of that country. But there's nobody that is still free. Nobody. And with the respect of medical records, I think everybody should consider to be a kind of medical records. It is not true to be that to be JNB medical record. But these things happen when you fall off. Anybody can make things on you. All right? And it is constant responsibility to come up and say, gentlemen or ladies and gentlemen, I did not do this.
Okay, my brothers, let me hold you then. Good morning.
Good morning, Josh. How are you?
Yeah.
Good. Just to add a little to what the other guy said. Look, Josh and Darlington. Look, there's no way. Let me tell you something, my brother. You cannot go to heaven and find sin. There's no way. Even if Joseph Numa Burger has elected Normally, people will still have a piece to say. If Joseph Burger has elected Henry Costa, people will still have things to say.
Chief.
Remember 2017 after the election.
Bossman.
Go ahead, yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
There's no dying dog.
We are transition about VP pick. We're not having that conversation. Okay? I want to reference how the Papi have been making decision with James Emmanuel Nukwe and now Jeremiah Kun. Okay? So we're not talking about when you're going to pick the other person.
Okay, I've heard you. The reason I'm saying this is that you said those guys have been in the house and they have been involved in some alleged criminality. All right? Alleged. What I'm saying is sometimes people support people. George Weah was accused for whatever reason. People supported him at some point. When they realized it, they decided to move from behind him. So what I'm saying is, you said these people were accused, did they go to court? Whatever came up from those cases, we don't know. But what I'm saying is, whatever it is, we try to do our best to make sure that the country gets back on the right trajectory, irrespective of who is there, who is not. And that's why we're asking the law to work. Once you have a good president, my brother, it does not matter who is the vice president or whoever. Once you have a good president, even Costa always says that it is the president that's going to make the decisions to make sure people are prosecuted and all the.
Okay, my brother, let's hold you there and go to the other line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
So I'm Comfort and I'm calling from 20th Street.
You're welcome to the program.
My concern has to do with this radio station. And please, I know you're going to cut me off, but it's just something that I wanted to know, that this very media was the one that's speaking up JMB, and JMB, all of right here. And we all followed that because we heard Costa spoke. Costa spoke, and now I hear that the very same radio station is the one that is, I don't want to say castigating JMB, that he's not, taking. You have a leader, let's just say, for instance, they have JMB took Nugwe as his fast running mate. And if he does not see what the Liberian people are looking for in a person, you will not. Just right after the election, Nugwe moved to CDC. Was he a sincere person? Is he that kind of person that we should compare JMB to? JMB has a status, and he has been living with that. So you can't say JMB just got a Costa because Nugwe did not want to follow he did not want to follow what his leader said. That's the reason why. And today, if Costa, we all know that we love Costa, it's true, but let Costa start from somewhere. Let him start from somewhere. If Costa start from somewhere, we that listen to his show, we that know what he stands for, we will follow him. Costa can just be talking about fast person and right away. He needs to understand, he needs to learn. And learning from.
I'll get my sister. Yeah.
Let me talk. She there? Yes. Or she left?
Good. Instead of us talking about why is it that Tupaka has changed from this other thing.
Hello, please. Listen to dying down. Please.
Hello, can you hear me, Mama?
He did not have integrity. Yes. That was the reason why he left.
All right, let her just talk. And when she finish, I will talk later.
She go off.
We got call on the line, but George?
No, go ahead first.
So you see, that is the thing though. That nobody here is saying that we are comparing Nukwe to JMB. It is just a matter of how decisions are made, how the old man takes decision. That is why we are questioning. And we are not saying that, look, the system has a way of protecting corrupt leaders. All along, we have been hearing Edwin Snowden stealing money. We're going to call that, they're not carry Edwin Snowden. What kind of quote you talk Elvis Snoto? The same Nukwe, the same Jeremiah Kun. You know this public corruption is happening in public corporation. Liberian people, you know. But today is election now. You want to take a black out to say who in Labra and don't get sting on their hand.
Okay, Darlington, she's back on the line.
No, I'm not. It's not a dialogue with her. We can take another caller. When she already made a point, that's fine.
Okay.
Who you don't know in Labra? The system will protect them. Who subject lawmakers to investigation? The pro tem, the speaker. When the pro tem is corrupt, the speaker is corrupt. Who will investigate who? Speaker Tyler, another corrupt speaker. That Speaker Tyler will investigate Nukwe. To say Nukwe will never send them to no court. But you know, all of the newspaper, the things we used to read in the media about Nukwe, dealing business with all this, 21, corrupt, here and there. They say, oh, one of the hair will be good man. But the people around him, the kind of decision the old man make. And you don't want us to checkmate that. Yes, the Costa Show supported JMB. So right now, if some of us, not everybody on the Costa Show, I stopped supporting JMB. By the way, if some of us had different way to even checkmate to ask Uncle Joe the question, it's our opinion. I think you should respect us for that. Nobody will be coward or bono into supporting JMB. JMB share and Mashana together. If the old man is making a decision and I have a problem, it's cool for me to respectfully say, Uncle Joe, the way things are going, we disagree. There is not the agenda. There was never the rest of the agenda. That you create leaders and you make them exempt from public scrutiny. It's sad. The same way the old man, where we have your problem with, is the way the old man takes decision. The caliber of people he go for. JMB have always said that the person he's going to pick will be a reflection of his values and what he stands for. Jesus Emmanuel Nukwe is not corrupt free. Does he have the integrity? Jeremiah Kun, does he have the integrity? Those are the caliber of people JMB has been with.
Darlington, we have called on the line.
Your eyes to that and focus. You want to move the goalpost in the middle of the game.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. Good morning, my brother.
Okay, this is Japa Toba, and I'm calling from Charlotte in North Carolina.
Welcome to the program.
I want to speak to the medical issue, the document that is released in Liberia, and I just want the Liberian to understand that medical report has been released. In the medical report for each time coming to Liberia this few days, I did my physical. The doctor did not even give me my physical result. They send it to my doctor. So medical report that the Liberian will take to be serious over there, those are fake reports. I don't think the Liberian should graduate from listening to kind of a fake result and look at something of bigger picture. Because no doctor will go and give medical report in the newspaper or anywhere else. Usually send medical report to your doctor. So any report that is up there, some of Joseph Braga report, is a false report, it's a lie. So I don't think that wrong people to take the report serious. Thank you.
Okay, my brother. Immediately go back to the WhatsApp line. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah, I'm Richie and Harry Jr. calling from Italy.
Where, my brother?
Yeah, I just want to give a little information to Darlington. Our politics in Liberia is very different. You are not going to take anybody in our country and say the person is so clean. The Costa will praise every time. We all love Costa. Today, if you take Costa, you put it on our ticket set today. Many people will talk. They see negative thing today. You are talking about Jeremiah. Many people will talk. They see negative thing about Harry Costa. So it's something like you. It's just a choice of the VP. Who if he qualify or who if he pleasing to work along with. You take the person. Any Costa you don't talking about. Oh, anyone Joseph Bakate, I'm going to work in line with the person. I'm going to work in line with Joseph Bakate. And today, out of Blue Star, you say you want to be senator. Everybody try to push you. 1 or 2 days, you can't say you want to be vice president. How can that be? We need to be serious too sometime, man. Let's be serious.
Okay, my brother. Thank you, then. 077. Oh, no. I cannot take your man. 0770-102-102, 0886 010 TD. The WhatsApp number +231 880-513417. Okay, I'll go back here. Good morning.
So I am comfort again, and I will say to this on the.
Sorry, man, we cannot take you back. 0770-102-102, 0886. Okay. Good morning.
Morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, my brother. Your name and where you calling from?
Okay. Sam PK Collins, DMV area in the U.S. We're currently in Senegal.
We can hear you, my brother. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So my question for you guys.
Please.
I'm trying to get an understanding about.
Listen to us. Yeah, to not listen to a receiver. Please. Oh, it's not ready yet. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Edwin Kennedy. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, my brother. Go ahead.
Yes, look, I've been following your show.
Yes.
Now, I hear Darlington, they're talking about Kuno and Yokwe. These were all things that were alleged. Now, can we say because Costa follow Benena Ure, who were choosing to be choosing the wrong man? And the issue with Ure is that it is alleged. So we have to be careful of how we talk these things in order not to destroy people in the future. We have to be very, very careful. That's the point I would like to make. Thank you very much.
Okay, my brother. Thank you, Dad.
Do we have a caller there?
No, it's up the caller.
Yeah, it's okay, George. You can hold up on that yet. Let me just say this, and then we'll probably take one or two more people and close up. To our many listeners out there, let me be very clear. This show this morning was never intended to discuss why Henry Costa was never picked. It was intended to demystify the lies and the rumor that have been peddling the Liberian media that the flying sheet that is in the public space was released by Henry Costa, and that is the medical report that reflects old man Joe Buega. I want to say to you, and many of the callers agree, that report is nothing but is a makeup report. It's a lie that was fabricated by certain people in certain political quarters to present a picture to the Liberian people that Henry Costa sharing the paper medical information, which is false and misleading. Some of you even call on the show and testify that medical reports in America don't look like that. No hospital will just give you medical report, let alone a heart surgery procedure on a flying sheet. Nobody will do that. Medical reports in this country are very much comprehensive. But since y'all want to invite this VP conversation in, let me say this. The little I know about this VP thing, Henry Costa was not the one who invited himself in this VP conversation. He was being considered for a possible VP pick by old man Joe Buega. Old man Joe Buega and Henry Costa, the two men sat down and had this conversation. They talked about it. You're not there. George Gray was not there. Darlington was not there. It is only Henry Costa and Joe Buega knows the very detail of what they talk about. Even in the case, when Henry Costa and the old man talk, Costa said, "Oh, Uncle Joe, in principle, even if you don't pick me, when the names of those shortlisted people who were considered, Henry Costa told old man Joe Buega on the basis of principle, if you pick Jeremiah Kun, I will not support you." He told him. It was not something that Uncle Joe did not see coming. There were options for me personally. I have said that publicly on different platforms that I was not going to support Jeremiah Kun. Even if you pick, look, Yombli Kanga has been in opposition politics. Costa Yefweti. Tier 1 Gonglo here with us. Other people here who are genuine opposition people. For Joseph Bweka to go and take Jeremiah Kung, who have been in bed with the regime for over 5 to 6 years, is a slap in our face. And you want us to forgive Uncle Joe for that? Where have Jeremiah Kung stood up for? What is his struggle credential? What kind of lawmaker he is? That should be the hard question. Don't just say, we just forget it. No. Costa told Uncle Joe that if you do this, I am not going to support you. He told Uncle Joe that. It was not a Costa show that it must just be about Costa. That's very selfish. For anybody to think that it was just about a Costa show, that it must be Mr. Costa alone. No. We gave option to Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe even invited Costa in the conversation. Costa have said our number that he was running for the Senate. How did Costa shift or detour from the Senate row to the vice presidential conversation? That is the hard question that Henry Costa will answer at the end of the month. And I want to break this news to you, members of our listening audience, that before this month ends, Henry Pedro Costa will speak to the nation and he will provide detailed information. You know, anytime Costa thought he can provide receipts. With detailed explanation and information on how this whole thing came about. Where he is, whether he support Uncle Joe, whether he's not, where he will provide his position. And that is why I said to you, many of his supporters, it is fair that you criticize Costa, that he's been silent for so long. His voice is very critical and pivotal to the survival of our politics. You cannot have a critical voice that is so pivotal into the politics and you keep silent. So it is time that you criticize Costa to break the silence.
Sure.
And Mr. Costa will explain to the people of Liberia exactly what happened, what went wrong, what conversations were held. And some elements in the UP think they know a lot. When Costa speaks, we await their rebuttals. Whether there will be rebuttals, whether when he presents his thesis, whether there will be anti-thesis, the public will be the judge. The public will be the judge. We told Uncle Joe, we can be here 40. So where did Jeremiah Kung oppose Mr. Weir? People cannot be opposition 6 months to an election, man, people. 6 months to an election and you not opposition with us? Yeah, man, let's be honest. It was not a do or die mission that this whole, JMB tree will crumble if you don't pick. No. JMB and his son Costa, they have a conversation. And if you talk to Uncle Joe, you wake up in the middle of the night, he know the conversation they had. So let's stop this. And I want to say to you, my friends, today is the 19th. Before the weekend, next week, the month is already in. Henry Pedro Costa will speak to the nation, and you can take this to the bank. Henry Costa will address the nation before this month ends. Nothing more, nothing less. He will tell his own story. He will demystify the lies and the deception that have been told about him by certain elements. He will talk everything you need to talk so that you will have a full understanding. It is your right to know have a full understanding of what happened. I think it is your duty to hold him accountable and to ask him the critical question to break his silence. He was never in his VPP conversation. It was Uncle Joe who invited him to the VP conversation. And he will tell you more when he come to talk. I don't know whether we got 2 callers. We can probably take 1 or 2 callers and close up. Okay. Or we can probably just close up the show, George. I think it's enough. We heard enough. Thank you very much, and bye-bye. And today in America is Juneteenth. It's in some states now it's a public holiday. So some of you who are off and enjoying the holiday in America, there's a day that premium the priorities and the success story of successful Black people in America, especially Black entrepreneurs, people who are into businesses. Go about, just look around some of your Black people who are in business, support them, and happy Juneteenth to all of you. George, it's bye-bye from my end.
Okay.